All right, welcome in. I am the Kodiak, and we are at the point of the year where many teams have already been eliminated from the playoffs. So after this week, it's week 18 right now. We are going to have 14 teams make the playoffs, while we are going to have 18 teams who are already looking ahead to the offseason, contract negotiations, free agency, and of course the draft. The draft, personally, is probably my favorite NFL related event in a year. We've seen rookies just come in and light the league on fire, particularly in the past few years. Like, I know, yeah, we always have good rookies, but within the past 2 years, it seems like they have just become overtly insane. And I'm going to start this out talking about the most important position in sports. Today, we are going to be talking about Malik Willis, one of the biggest boomer bust prospects in a while at the quarterback position. So before he even got to Auburn, before he even got recruited by Auburn, he went to Westlake High School in Georgia, just absolute powerhouse. I don't know much about high school football down south. All I know is that it's real over there. He ended up transferring to Roswell High School, and as a senior, he had 2,562 passing yards and 1,033 rushing yards with 37 total touchdowns. He was originally recruited to go to Auburn, but transferred to Liberty after his sophomore year. He transferred because he was told there would be a quarterback competition that year between Nix and Gatewood, and he basically dipped. He grew up big time from his sophomore year at Auburn to his first year starting at Liberty, and he himself admits that he didn't get any playing time at Auburn because he just didn't have the dedication or the work ethic to do so, but now he does. Let's delve into some traits he has that makes him a boom or bust prospect. The part that teams are going to look at and say this guy could be absolutely unbelievable in the NFL. His main selling point as a player is his athleticism. We've had a lot of really good quarterbacks the past few years, and Malik Willis has a case for maybe being more athletic than any of them. He has an absolute rocket for an arm. Quincy Avery, who runs a quarterback camp in Georgia, has trained guys like Deshaun, Mahomes, Fields, Lance. And last offseason, when Avery and Willis were at Georgia Tech's indoor facility, he wanted to test how far or how big of an arm Malik Willis actually had. They marched out to the 50-yard line to see if Malik Willis could, just throw it straight up and throw it into the roof. He has done this exercise with a lot of prospects, and he said that Malik Willis just absolutely crushed it, and it could have gone 10 to 15 yards further. Said nobody else who has done that particular drill even came close. In addition to having just so much pure raw arm talent, he will probably run one of the fastest 40 times for a quarterback ever. He ran a 4.37 his sophomore year at Auburn. I'm just going to talk about his passing for now, but trust me, we'll get to his rushing ability. So when I watch Malik Willis, he definitely does some things you cannot teach from a quarterback. You can teach a quarterback to read a defense unless his name is Jared Goff. You can also teach a quarterback how to be more accurate, i.e. Josh Allen, taking that step forward from 2019 to 2020. I've watched probably 5 or 6 of Malik Willis games, and the only thing I can really say is that he can make every single throw. There is not a throw he can't make. Feet set, on the run, sideways, backwards, guys in his face, no matter how far the guy is downfield, he can get the ball anywhere you need him to. He also had a very prolific and electric season, considering he has one of the worst supporting casts I have ever seen from a quarterback who was supposed to be drafted early, probably within the last 5 years or so. I can only think back to Josh Allen when he was at Wyoming. Anytime you watch this guy, it's very clear that his offensive line is terrible, and he's always getting swarmed, always taking hits, and he looks to be getting David Card on the regular. Something I do want to point out is that he does throw quite a few 50-50 balls. That's not a negative or a positive. I mean, yeah, obviously we could talk about decision making and all that, but I'll let other people decide how much they value that trait. Now let's look at some of the things that Malik Willis has to improve on if he wants to make it in the NFL. To put things nicely, his ball security was a comical issue his first year starting at Liberty. I'm not just talking about interceptions. He was an absolute dispenser. He fumbled 11 times in 2020. That is a real stat. I do not know how you can put the rock on the ground 11 times, even if you are a quarterback. He fumbled 5 times against Virginia Tech alone. Now, I will give him a lot of credit as he has improved in this department. He has only fumbled 3 times this year, but holy crap. And speaking of turning the ball over, the pocket awareness just is not there. And it seems like he got progressively worse in that department. He had the 8th highest sack rate in college football with passers who were at 50 attempts or higher. And it's not just that he regressed significantly in the pocket, like he couldn't make the throws, but he regressed significantly as a passer overall, right? So I'm going to pull something I got from Sports Info Solutions. Malik Willis, his first year starting, had an estimated expected points added of 38.92. Now, this year as a passer, he has completely reversed that. Going off just expected points added, it appears that he was flat out detrimental to his team. His expected points added was negative 33.6. He probably cost his team 5 or so touchdowns. There are quite a few stats Malik Willis regressed upon from 2020 to 2021. I pulled this from my Twitter and I tweeted this out while I was doing research, and I pulled this up because my ego is huge. Some of the stats he regressed upon from 2020 to 2021. Completion percentage went from 64.3 to 61.4. Pressure to sack percentage, 18.3 to 30.5. So he got sacked at a rate that was 12% higher than his previous year. Touchdown to interception ratio, 3.33 to 2.25. Yards per attempt, 8.6 to 8.4. So this shows that he was slightly less efficient. Yeah, and throwing between 10 and 20 yards downfield, he just did not get it done this year. His completion percentage, throwing it between the 10 and the 20, was the 14th lowest in the country out of 200 quarterbacks. I'm going to show his PFF passing chart on the screen, and beyond the line of scrimmage, he just gets worse and worse as you cross the field from left to right. Deep left, he was a beast, and deep middle, he connected on 8 passes for 7 touchdowns. That's not exactly sustainable, but a pretty damn efficient touchdown percentage when we factor in all the completions. And I said it in my Zach Wilson video a year ago. A quarterback's accuracy is made throwing outside the numbers, and I just don't know what to make of this. Yeah, he's a beast deep left, but then when we look at outside right between 10 and 20 yards downfield, 45.6 NFL passer rating. And I don't watch film. I don't even try to pretend like I watch film, because there are probably a select few people in this world who can watch film, watch a player, and know exactly what they're looking for. Other guys on YouTube, I just watch what they have to say, and they do all their film analysis for me. However, there are quite a few film grinders who I trust who just have bad things to say about his footwork and that his mechanics need severe cleaning up. And it's likely going to take a lot of good coaching to do so. His arm talent is so overwhelming to the point where it may not end up mattering that much, although whoever his quarterback's coach is down the line may have their work cut out for him. Okay, so that was just me talking about him as a passer, but that is just one facet of his game. What blows me away the most about Willis, and like while I was researching, what just absolutely blew my mind, and I just did not have any words to describe it, his raw talent is insane. And it's not the fact that he can make any given throw on any given day. That's not what makes him an NFL caliber player, in my opinion. What does make him an NFL caliber player, in my opinion, is he might be the best runner in college football right now. We have maybe the most talented crop of guys ever from a 4-year period from 2020 to 2023. And there is a legitimate argument that Malik Willis is the most dynamic runner in college football. The only runner in college football over the past 2 years with a higher broken plus forced missed tackles per attempt percentage is Javonte Williams. All the great runners in college who have been drafted or will be drafted, like Bijan, Najee, Walker, Charbonnet, Kyron, Malik Willis just blows all of them out of the water with the combined broken and forced missed tackles percentage. According to PFF, he forced the most missed tackles in D1 football, and he did it on significantly less volume than all those other guys. He also had the second highest yards after contact per attempt via PFF, only behind KJ Jefferson from Arkansas. That is what makes his upside sky high. He dominates every rushing statistic imaginable. Teams are going to have to ask themselves in April, is his upside worth it? Can he be the guy who cleans up his mechanics? Because he is the prototypical quarterback for today's NFL. You need a freak who can not just get it done in the air, but get it done on the ground, okay? The era of drafting guys like Rosen or Darnold because they're pro-ready or they're smart quarterbacks, that's over. I'm sorry. Will a team be willing to pay a first-round pick to find out if Malik Willis can reach his ceiling? I'm not entirely sure. If you are drafting Malik Willis with a first-round pick, you are gambling on his upside. You're not drafting him for what he is right now at Liberty. You're drafting him for what he can be and the ultimate asset he can be to your football team. You put him in New Orleans with Sean Payton, and we might have one of the most unique offenses ever with Taysom Hill and Malik Willis. My comp for Malik Willis is a bigger Michael Vick. I believe Willis is 225 right now, and Vick was 210 coming out. Yeah, that's correct. All right. Willis is so damn raw as a prospect that he could very well crash and burn, but it would not surprise me if he gets drafted and he just blows every expectation out of the water. All quarterbacks need development, but whoever he goes to, I hope they are committed, and I hope he has a damn good supporting cast and coach to help him out. Alright guys, that is going to do it for the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not already, follow me on Twitter, links in the description down below. Anyways guys, have a good day, and peace out.